Hey guys, welcome to That's So Life podcast. I'm your host, Leslie Friedrichs, my co-host over here,
Natasha Marco.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, follow. Let us know also in the comments where you are from.
Yeah.
So tonight, we are honored to have a very special guest, and I appreciate the fact that he made time tonight, and he's missing the Cape Town Spurs game. Even though we already anticipate the result,
Yeah.
it hasn't been going
It's a
too
win.
good.
Someone had seen it.
Yeah, we appreciate that he's making time for us. So welcome to the studio, Devon Wayne Saunders.
Yay, yes, welcome. It's awesome to be here, guys. Wow, well done. I've literally just heard, I saw Naz as the presenter, Nasli, and I was like, oh, we're doing things. So I'm honored to be here with you guys today.
Thank you so much. But also indication that you haven't watched our previous episodes. Please follow Cape Conscious Media
I do.
platform. You
It
do
does.
now.
That's my note, check on
I've actually,
Facebook.
funny enough, I've seen some good content come out
Is it?
recently. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Trending
you.
on TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, trending on TikTok. Cape Conscious Media. So well done.
That's awesome.
Thank you. So we're going to go into a little bit of background on you first. We would like to know about you. We'll start off with that. Then I'd like to focus more on the mental health and awareness and all of that. But more the focus on you. If you're not comfortable with anything, you are welcome not to answer or
No,
not
I want you
speak
to go
about it.
raw. I want you
Okay.
literally to go raw. Don't hold back. Ask the
Okay,
questions
great.
that you want to ask. If
Yeah.
there's anything, there's no.
It's not really as bad.
No, but I mean, there's no. We're not playing it safe here.
Yeah.
We're not playing.
Yeah.
No,
There's no fun in that.
Yeah, there's a podcast. Go straight. If they have any questions, go for it. Shoot,
So
I'm
let
here.
us start
I'm
with
here.
that.
Definitely. The focus is also is that we talk about things, we communicate.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. So let's start off with you. What type of child were you?
Who? Me?
Yes.
I was my mom's favorite. Now I was. So I got two siblings, one older sister, one younger sister. Grew up with being the only boy in a room with two older girls, my sister and my aunt.
Okay.
Double bunk kind of vibes. I was the boy in the house, the only boy in the house. It was.
Were you spoiled then because you were the only
Was
boy?
I spoiled? I felt, my mom says I was spoiled. I had brown bread. Like, look, let me tell you about my lunch for school, right? I had crushed wheat bread and cheese.
HO.
Apparently that was a thing back then. Well, when you say HO, it was like
Yeah, it was.
wow.
Yeah,
For me, I
yes.
was like, yo, are we this poor? It's crushed wheat bread and cheese. Like every day I open my
Yeah.
lunchbox thinking there's something
Hetzelfde
new.
ding.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over. And then I realized now recently, my mom was like, Dave, but that was privilege.
It
Other
is.
people
It
couldn't
was.
afford
Yes.
brown crushed wheat
crushed
and
wheat,
cheese.
yes.
So yeah, you could say I won't say I was spoiled. Probably my sisters would say that I was the favorite child, my mom's favorite
the boys
child.
most. The boys
Yeah,
is
the
mommy's,
mom, yeah. But however, I still felt like somehow the black sheep. I don't know. I was very playful in school. I never finished matric. I dropped out of school. My 3 best years of my life was now you'd say grade 10, standard 8. So I failed it twice. Went the third year back. First day of school, my mom didn't know I had my report. I knew my result that I failed the second time going
You
into the
already-
third year. Tried to smuggle in to the grade 11 class. Teacher said, Devon, you go back. Yeah.
Devon does. Devon did it. Devon did
I was
it.
literally hiding in the back thinking Miss Hendricks won't see me, and she was like, Mr. Saunders, you did not make it last year. You need to go back to grade 10. So yeah, it was kind of like I grew up thinking, because of that was one of the few things that I always thought I was a failure. Always started something and I couldn't finish. And obviously those demons, those personal demons,
Sorry, it was sad.
as I grew up, I started seeing it in other things that I do. Not accomplishing it, not amounting to something. So those were my personal demons growing up as a child. Like, hey, I'm a failure. Whatever I set out to do, it would either fail or it never end. Like, it would end. It would never ever amount to something. So
you kind of settled already for.
That is how life is. And then after doing content online, and I was like, oh my word, this is going places. This was about 2017, 2018. And I saw things were going up. It was on the up. And I was like, wow, this is, I struggled finding my passion as a kid. As an adult today, you find many people in search of their passion at the late stage in their lives. Like people, hey, what is my passion? And for 32 years of my life, I struggled. I saw kids at school. They left school. They knew what they wanted to be in school. They knew what they wanted to do after school. And I was like, but why am I not getting this?
Exactly.
What do I want to do? And always thought I was a failure. Always thought, hey, my life is going to amount to nothing. And at the age of 32, I started playing around with a laptop that I bought, started editing. I was like, wow, putting, the photos, the collage, the auntie from the auntie, the 60th birthday. You do that, and the funerals, we did that.
Birthday
and I was like,
invites
you must know,
alles.
I started putting that together, and I was like, this is actually quite cool. Editing, I can put music here, do this. Self-taught through YouTube, and I was like, this is my passion. This is something that I can do for and this is what they say. When you find your passion, you can do it at 4:00 in the morning because you enjoy
doing it, exactly.
And that was my thing, editing. And then I was like, okay, now what I need to edit? There's no more 60th birthdays. There's no more funerals at the moment. What can I edit? And then I started picking up a camera and started doing few skits at home for myself, for my own entertainment, to make myself laugh. And then I posted to my 100 followers on Instagram at the time, which was just family. And then from there, people enjoyed it. Family and video started circulating on social media. And then I wouldn't say I walked into my passion, but it was kind of like steps of my life, that building blocks to get to a place where I could afford a laptop, started playing with the software, and then discovering my passion. So I think for me, I think that's the way life is. You need to, especially with kids, you need to let kids explore to find, for them to learn and discover what their passion is. Because if you keep a child like this, they'll never find out what they're really passionate about. So they need to explore. They need to see, hey, I like music, I like this. And all kids are different. So that's something that I believe in. And that's something I walked into by, all these different building blocks that got me to a place where I was like, okay, I'm bored at home now. I got a laptop during the holidays. Let me start editing. So, that's in a nutshell, me as a kid. Me as a kid.
Can I ask, how did it feel once you started realizing, almal begin nou lag vir jou videos, and you'll go on Facebook and someone see there's a video of you up in all the comments, and you realize that, hey, my videos are actually becoming something. People know me.
I think for me at a stage at a time in my life, I was literally just doing it to occupy my mind and also to laugh at myself, because we need to laugh at ourselves in life. You can't take ourselves serious. And I was having, I was just having fun with myself, and thought, post it online just for the
family.
Then we didn't know about virality. We didn't know about videos going viral. Videos was literally new to YouTube and social media. And then I posted the first video. It was Felecia, 50 Shades of the Cape Flats. 50 Shades of Grey, the Cape Flats version.
Yes.
And that went viral. That went millions of views. And I was like, wow, okay, that was easy to make. Let me see what I can do. Sorry. that recreated that, and that also went viral. Then I started doing it like videos every second, third day. I got to a point where I was in Canal Walk one day, coming out of Canal Walk, and this guy came up to me and he's like, "You that guy now? You that guy?" And I thought to myself, "Yeah, do I owe you money? Do I owe you money?
When you say I'm that guy,
Do I owe you money? Why are you? What are you talking about?" Because for me, in my life, in my world, I'm just doing videos and having a laugh, and the videos are going viral.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "Dude, wait, man, I must show my mommy. And he took out this, I don't know, it was a 32 thing at the time. This like 2 megapixel camera, took a picture, and I was there smiling. The screen was, foggy. It didn't wipe it, nothing. I'm smiling there. I'm like, wait, can I just take a picture while you taking me a picture? Like that kind of vibe, because it was new, and I was like, wow, okay, cool. And I think for the first year or so, it was literally just to put smile on my face first. I was also going through a lot, and then smiles on other people's faces. It was never ever for fame. It was, I swear to God, it was never ever for fame. It was literally just to have a laugh.
Yeah.
And obviously with that, when doing that and finding my passion, editing, I think things just naturally.
Like that, eh?
Where did the concept come in of Felecia? Like, what was the thought process?
Felecia started, I was planning on having a woman play a part in a video. Okay. Right? I had a funny skit in my head. I was like, you know what, Stacey, I need you to come and be this woman, because I have this man-woman skit. I'll tell you what to say. You just stand. It's just me and you and the domestic that's going to be in the house. It's literally us. So it's not a film set, whatever. Come. And then she canceled on the last, and I was like, flip, I need a woman. I want to do it today. You know, that passion was burning. Boom.
You want to do it?
She canceled. I realized there was a party box. We had a wig. I said, hey.
Wow.
What's that wig? What's wrong with that wig?
And sometimes I think Felecia needs maybe a Botox.
Man, yeah. And
There's nothing wrong with that wig. Don't, leave my girl.
Sorry, jy kan nou maar hare uitgesort het, hoor.
Yeah, so she then grew, and then the name stuck. People enjoyed that video. Look at Felecia. You're a Felecia. And the name, she stuck around, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's do an alter ego and let's have fun. And it grew from there.
Sure, it really did.
It's awesome,
in everybody's household. Felecia was in everyone's household.
Yeah, I think, Felecia, I like to believe that Felecia's in a lot of people, men and women, the possessive, my man is my man.
Yes. And he's not going anywhere.
Don't take me for it, And I think Felecia also resonates in terms of my family. My mom, I see Felecia in my mom, I see it in my aunt. Funny enough, my aunt's name is Felecia.
Did she maybe think that she played a part in that name picking?
Yeah, she, there was influence in every family. In every part of Felicia's life, there's influences of sisters. And for people that I meet along the way, I also, I love watching people, so... Yeah,
and you're growing up with women, I get that also.
Growing up with women, yes, exactly.
That definitely
my mom,
Felecia.
I had, I'm just thinking now, we were 3 men in the house, my grandfather, my father, myself, and then we were about 4 or 5 women in the house, a big house, yeah. So obviously growing up with women and understanding, and I love watching people. Like, you never sit on go to a mall and you can literally just watch people.
Yes.
That's me. I was like literally just seeing, looking at people and understanding who they are, and like trying to assume where they.
I enjoyed it at the casino.
Oh, at the casino.
I don't play. No, I don't play. And I always go with my in-laws. Then I would just sit there and watch people.
Will give me money? Will he give me money?
Drop my phone.
No.
What role does religion play in your life? Are you religious?
Religion?
Yes.
Oh, very good question. Wow. Religion. I grew up, I found, not religion, but I found Christ around about the age of 15. I was started going to youth. My family was very much always, Christian based, believed in Jesus Christ, believed you need to be born again. So bekeer. Started going to youth, and then started singing in the choir, started just got baptized at the age of 16. filled with the Holy Ghost, as they say, spoke in tongues. Grew up in the church, very much in the church, from the ages of 15 till the ages of 21, 22. And then I went overseas, but very much based my life is, Christian based. Everything, I have a strong foundation in Christ.
That's awesome.
I come from a church where we do not judge others. I know it's so easy to say that, but it's about my walk with Christ, and it's about my relationship with my Maker, and just being the best version of myself, and having that relationship with Christ. So I think in everything, Christ is my be all and end all. That's my personal.
The center of everything,
I often think of, hey, will I get to heaven? God must, I would love to be in heaven one day, and I know what it takes to get there.
It's not easy in this world, but
it's not easy. We forsake, we sin, we fall short of the glory of God. But you know what? God says, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and when He says all, it means that even though when you're sinning, acknowledge Him.
Yes.
Even though when you're going through the worst, acknowledge Him. And so Christ and church and God, Jesus has been my family, my mom's side of the family. I think my mom's side of the family, Christian based, every one of them. It got to a point now where our whole WhatsApp group is literally just daily devotions. There's no checking in. It's not, hey, how you doing? No. Now and then. Now and then it's like a meme or a TikTok video that does one send. But it's literally a scripture of the day, that kind of vibe. So very much Christian based family. It's I think for me it's what kept me sane for a lot of years. So I'm grateful that I had that foundation at a young age. A lot of people tend to find it later in life, but because I grew up at the age of 15, 16, understanding what Christ did for us, where I must put my strength, in who I must put my strength in. So that's been very much part of my foundation.
Can I just say, vir my man wat kyk daar, so ek het gesê ek het nice wees, but ek is nou meer verlief op Devon as I was before.
But he's a United supporter.
Whoa.
Ek wil net sê,
we honestly on the spot.
Is that a Liverpool? I can see that.
United now again. Devon is United, so I'm United again. Sorry, Liverpool guys.
Fortunately, there's no judgment here.
No, please, man. We leave that out here. We do not. We can get ugly here with the Liverpool and United. Those people work on my nerves. Those people work on my nerves on Facebook. You guys work on my nerves.
I think
you're so vocal about United. That's why.
It is though,
But here's the thing. I noticed, and I picked up this the last couple of months, towards the end of last season and this new season. United fans, we are a toxic bunch. Liverpool, I'm not going to lie.
I love the accountability.
Liverpool, deluded. But toxicity in United.
Yeah.
You have one bad game. So
Yes.
He's the problem. We need to get rid of him. He must go.
Almal is die problem.
And go check United's Facebook page. Go check the comments there. You see how toxic we are.
Yeah.
We are so toxic. But you go to Liverpool, they still pampering the team. And
want hulle is gewoond wen.
And we love bringing up the 2020 Cup, eh? We love bringing up that. Yes.
I'm United all the way.
Since we're on the topic of soccer, with regards to what happened now with Sean Bartlett and him and all of that, but my thinking is but he got them Spurs into the league. And now it's not going good, or because of the players. Why is it that based on the players' performance, he is no longer coach?
We must like to blame the coach.
Look, somebody needs to take accountability. And unfortunately, I think you can't get rid of the players as simple and easy like that. From what I know with Cape Town Spurs, they had boys coming through the Patrice Motsepe League, Foundation League.
Yeah.
But there's a certain caliber or standard in the PSL, and I think they didn't invest. This is my assumption.
Yeah.
They didn't invest in that top tier a few players. The guys that's there, they're good, very good. But I think they need also experience
Stronger.
They got Clayton Daniels, obviously way experienced. Ali's in there as well, loads of experience. But I think just, kind of just blending some players from the PSL coming into Cape Town Spurs with the new young guys that's new to the PSL, kind of like just blend them in, and I think that's my assumption. But Sean Bartlett's done amazing work.
Yes.
He's definitely he's a Cape Town boy. I actually met him when I was standard 1. He lived next in Vanguard. Yeah, I think it was his girlfriend or his wife at the time. He was there. Long story short, but met him. But that's when he was Sean Bartlett. He was playing for Bafana.
Yes.
But yeah, no, love Cape Town Spurs. Love Cape Town. Cape Town Spurs. I'm a fan of Cape Town Spurs. Big fan of Cape Town City. Anything that's Cape Townian, you have my heart. That's what I'm proud about.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm an overthinker. I'm the type that if a guy says hello to me, I'm Googling wedding venues, that type.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then you made a video with Gabby with the whole type of rings that she would like and all of that. Can I make assumptions?
Ek dink jy het klaar daai gedoen, but
Yes,
I mean, let's
I
just
know.
ask to
Yeah,
be polite.
Can we expect
Let's be
anything?
polite. No? You can let us know, nobody can hear us.
Yeah,
It's just the
it's
three
fine.
of us
I'm
here.
still getting to know Gabby and her 16 personalities. Like, allow me that. I'm getting to know. Hey, look here. Yeah, I'm getting to know Gabby.
Okay.
So that is the.
I say yes. Ek sê man.
Yeah.
I say yes.
You want to ask me here on the podcast?
You did say be as raw and direct
Yeah,
as
no,
possible.
A platform where you made that video and immediately I was like,
Exactly. You
what
left
is
it
this
as plus for all of us
listen,
to
like,
wonder.
what's gonna happen?
Come on.
Yeah.
Ons is pissig in die Kaap, hoor. We're very
I
pissig
think
geweest.
she also was like afterwards. Okay,
Yes, because
but
why
now
do you
Yes.
that type of video? That was
where's the wedding ring?
We
Are you gonna
can't-
propose?
Exactly.
No,
We're
you
waiting
gotta
for that.
relax. You relax.
Okay, we must
but
go
yeah.
put our dresses out of the lay-by again. I see you waiting.
This is my this is waiting for the
Was it the
invite here.
lay-by? Yeah.
Yeah, people are that type. It's where
They are.
you don't even know that person. We haven't spoken in 6 months, but then I'm gonna be mad at you if
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite to that wedding.
Or people see you dating for maybe just a year and it's like, hi, wanneer gaan julle trou? And you're like, yo.
And then immediately when you're
Exactly.
married, it's like, where's the baby?
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah, we are
Exactly.
So-
What's a saying in Afrikaans? Ze moet nie haastig vir
Stadige
stadige
dinge
dinge.
wees,
Ja.
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 But ons vra maar net, you know,
Ja.
vra is vry.
Yeah.
Vra is vry. O, maar Afrikaans.
You all heard it on this podcast, no?
Vra is vry.
Vra is vry.
That's one language.
Okay, tell us more about the struggles with the COVID and that experience that you had, and emphasis on, it's okay to not be okay.
So it is Mental Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Big advocate for mental health. So in 2020, obviously COVID happened. Started my radio gig at Good Hope FM. Around about, was it March or May? Started that time. During that time, my dad passed away, but not because of COVID. He had diabetes, he had hypertension, he had everything, every sickness that there was, my dad had it. And growing up with my dad, playing golf with him being my best friend, it was very much like, he was a strong man in my eyes. There was nothing that my dad could not do. And saw my dad's body go from strong man to, the time when we had to stay at home, that hard lockdown.
Yeah.
From going to playing golf to not playing golf for him to be at home, I think that's when there was nothing for him to do. His body then just deteriorated in 6 months, and I watched him.
It's fine, you can
Lekker.
continue.
Oh, lekker. I watched my dad's body go from health, strong.
Sorry, quickly, Lentil. Your voice that is playing, eh? Thanks.
Lekker.
Dankie.
Yeah, so like, God, is that you?
Praat mense op die live.
God, is that you? God, is that you? Lekker. But seeing his body go from great, amazing to a man just laying in a chair.
It's difficult, yeah.
That had a traumatic experience of my life. And then seeing him in a body bag when he passed away in August, that was kind of like a build-up, all trauma vibe, right? Then we had COVID. Obviously, you think you're going to die. I had COVID in November. Not long after having COVID, I then had a panic attack. Friday night, I was laying in bed. Around about 10, I was alone at home. And I was thinking, look, why is my heart beating fast? I looked at my watch. My heart rate was erratic. It was going from 80 beats to 120 beats. It was just erratic. And I was like, what is this? Not knowing anything about anxiety, not knowing anything about the symptoms of anxiety. I thought, look, am I going to die? My dad passed away in August. It's now November. Am I now becoming like my dad? Because my dad was sick at the age of 37. I was 37 that time that happened. So now you start thinking,
your mind
your genes, your dad's genes is... you and your dad have the same genes, so you're probably going to have what your dad had.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up in the same chair like your dad did. And that night I was like laying in bed and I was like, am I having a heart attack? What's going on? During COVID, I couldn't leave the house. It was past 12 at night. I'm thinking, where do I go? What do I do? I phoned my my kid's mom. I was like, can I sleep on the couch? I don't know, something's not right. Can I just come there because I'm now freaking out? Went there, stayed the night on the couch, never slept. Right through the night, never slept. I was literally walking, taking a walk out at 4 o'clock in the garden, 4 o'clock in the morning in the garden, just to catch some fresh air because I was just hyperventilating. I was thinking, look here, this is not right. This is not right. Anyways, went for an ECG. Doctors found nothing. There was no heart attack the next morning. And I was like, I got to a point where I was like, Lord, if this is the way I'm going to die, take me now. Don't let me suffer throughout the night kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to go now. I made my peace. Lord, take me now. And the Lord never came and took me. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm here. But let's go to the doctor. Went for the checkup at the doctor. Then I found out, no, there's nothing wrong. But then my bones started shaking. I had chest palpitations, I had chest pains, I had the eye twitches, I had the muscle twitches, I had high blood pressure for 2 weeks. The doctors gave me high blood pressure. I swear to the Lord, the doctor gave me high blood pressure tablets because I was dizzy and my legs was wobbly. I had all the symptoms of anxiety, but like the anxiety that Satan sends you kind of vibe, the worst possible. It wasn't a panic attack kind of vibe. And long story short, I did that for like 9 months. Went through New Year's Eve, everybody was having a party. I was laying on my bed. It was just the worst time of my life, the darkest time, the deepest hole I was in. And then Gabby found a colleague. He referred me to a psychologist to work through my panic attack, my anxiety, and not having a clue of what anxiety is. This doctor, his name is Rafik Lockhart. This man changed my life. Like, it's not a normal doctor, a psychologist. And again, I say this all the time. No disrespect to your traditional psychologist. But the way the world is working now with the latest neuroscience, we have a thing called BWRT. So it's like kind of like, we take medication. Well, traditionally you take medication to manage your anxiety, right? In today's world, You don't need to manage your anxiety anymore. You don't need to, you can eradicate it. You can get rid of your anxiety by seeing a psychologist. And the method that they use, sorry, I'm busy with my phone.
No, it's fine.
Somebody's calling here. The methods that they use today is not about medication. It's not about managing. It's not about do this, do that, touch this, like before. Now you can get rid of your anxiety through a mental. So you got a mental problem. You need obviously a mental solution. Medication is not gonna eradicate a mental problem, right? So your brain is like a smartphone. You know, when your phone is open, you got all the apps.
Yeah.
So think of all your apps. All these are traumatic experiences in your life, in your subconscious mind, your place where you have no control of, right? Then you get your cortex something. I don't know the proper scientific term. This part here is all your feelings. These emotions here, part of your brain, you can control. But all your traumatic experiences sits here at the back. So for example, if I told you, Nasli, what did you eat last week Monday for dinner? What did you eat? Can you tell me?
No, not off the back of my head, no.
So if I asked you, what did you eat when you nearly choked on something?
Okay, then I'll remember.
You would know.
Because it's a traumatic
it's a memory. Your brain remembers the negative,
Yes.
right? It stores it here. You might not even want to store it here. It will store here.
Yeah.
And so it builds. So you build these apps that's in your head. And if you don't close it, you are then opening yourself up to, if you don't close it, if you don't deal with those traumatic experiences, it sits there and it builds on other traumatic experiences until one day you get a panic attack, you freak out. For example, you have somebody that's got hijacked in a car. They're sitting in the car, some guy pulls out a gun next to you, they cock the gun. You think your life is over, you're going to die now, they're going to shoot you, but he just takes your car or he takes your wallet, whatever, and off he flees. But now you get home, you open the door, the clicking of the door sound takes you back. It takes you back to the time you got hijacked in the car.
Yeah.
So it's all in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, they said it's about I don't know how many nanoseconds before your actual thinking. So your subconscious working way before your cortex brain, or I don't know what term they use, right? And with all this, with BWRT, that I've had about 6 or 7 sessions with Rafik Lockhart, right? It's basically, BWRT is brain work recursive therapy. So it's basically taking your app that you have in your head and you are closing that chapter. You're closing that app in your book, in your life. Like a smartphone, you're closing the app for it to be in optimal use for your phone. So are you doing it with your head. And now with the latest the latest neuroscience that's come out for the last 5-7 years with Rafik and many other clinical psychologists, they are able to treat anxiety by closing that chapter. And the great part is that you don't have to go and relive your traumatic experience. You know, a lot of kids, a lot of people, a lot of women been molested, they've been abused, they have to see a they see a psychologist and they have to relive, they have to go deep into those things, and that's unwanted trauma, living that where with the BWRT, it's kind of like understanding the baseline of what your issue is. So let's say, unfortunately, sad, God forbid you got raped, but you got raped and that's the problem. It won't go in deep into the problem. You literally just you got raped. Now zoom in. Zoom in on that picture. That's it. Keep it in your mind. You're not even talking to Rafik about, or to the clinical psychologist about it. You're not going deep in. So there's a therapy. The therapy is 3 different pictures that you work through. All right. The first picture that you picture. So what happened with me and my Rafik? He was we done it via Teams. I was like, nah man, this is skeptical. How can I do this via Teams? I want to see this man in first place. But during COVID, everybody's busy, Anyways, we did it through Teams. I sat in my lounge. He was in his office. He then said, Devon, close your eyes. I closed my eyes. He said, okay, now picture, zoom in on your traumatic experience, the one that triggers you the most. I was like, okay, cool. Close my eyes, picture it. Then now I'm thinking this man is maybe he's toekoming me, like, you know, he's throwing bones or whatever. So over my eye like this, I'm like, okay, nah, his eyes are so closed. Okay. So he says, Dev, close your eyes. Picture the worst trigger that you have in your life. Picture it, zoom in, take a screenshot of it, record it, you got it there in your head. Picture the worst moment. My worst moment that triggered my anxiety was my dad in a body bag. So I pictured my dad in a body bag. I was there, my dad in a body bag, seeing him being wheeled out of the house. And I thought to myself, flip, this is now intense. But screenshot it in my head. He said, okay, cool. Out of 10, how does that trigger you? I said, it's about 8 every time I think of a body bag. He said, okay, cool. Now we move on to the second picture. The second picture I want you to imagine is the opposite of your dad being in a body bag. So let's say your dad was in a body bag, he was dead. Now picture your picture, or he didn't tell me what to picture. He said, picture the opposite. Yeah. Okay. So picture your dad was playing, kind of vibe. He didn't say that, but I thought, okay, my dad is doing a prank. He's in a body bag, right? So I had the serious one, my dad in a body bag. The second one was playful. My dad was in a body bag pranking. And the third one was literally my dad, me telling somebody in 5-10 years time about my dad playing in a body bag, right? That's the three pictures. So then he went like this, and I'm going to try how he says it perfectly, but at this pace he does it. He says, picture number 1, you serious thing. Now go to the picture number 2, your dad's playing in a body bag. Now go back to the picture number 3, see you talking about somebody in the thing. Now go back to picture number 1, go back to picture number 2, go to picture 3, go back to number 1, go to number 3. But he says it obviously with each wording. So the serious one, your dad in a body bag. The second one, your dad playing. Third one, you in the future. But he does this at this pace. Go to picture 1, 2, 3, okay. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All the time for about 5-7 minutes, and I'm sitting there and my eyeballs is going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, trying to picture it. And what he's doing right there is triggering the subconscious mind. And I'm trying to catch up as he's mentioning. I'm trying to catch up to what he's saying, but my brain, I'm out of control with my thoughts trying to imagine this. So there's some kind of chemical or chemistry or some concoction that happens in your brain that closes that chapter, because you go from living that traumatic experience to kind of like closing it to actually picturing yourself coming out this 5, 7, 10 years ago, 10 years later. And within 5-7 minutes, I was like, he said, okay, open your eyes, take a deep breath. Cool. He said, Devon, I want you to go zoom in on the worst picture again. Zoom in now deeper. Go to that place where your dad was now, in that body bag. And he said, what's the rating? I said, it's about a 4 now. We did it again. Really? We did it again. A few times, few minutes again. It went back, I swear to you. Wow. It went to a 0. It was no longer it got to a point where I couldn't even picture my dad, me living in that moment with my dad, being in that room when my dad passed away, when they brought the body bag for my dad. I couldn't go back. So you can call it, there's a term called hypnotherapy, which kind of like triggers the brain or teaches the brain or tricks the brain to say, you know what, it never happened, or you close that chapter in your life. It's no more a trigger. Yeah. And that's what it basically, in a nutshell, is. So I was like, great. And then we worked through so many other triggers that I had. My anxiety that I had was called a health anxiety disorder. So anything with my body, if I had a pimple, if I had a pain, if my arm twitched, I wanted to go to the doctor, because again, my dad was it was about health. My anxiety was watching my dad's body deteriorate, thinking there's something going to be wrong with me. So
Yes.
now anything, I see a hospital,
Yes.
I freak out.
Okay,
Like this was during COVID. I see a hospital, anything happens to me, I would freak out. I would go into all the symptoms of anxiety, and until I saw Rafik and I had no more anxiety. Now I can tell you now, it's more than a year and a half since I had a last panic attack. The last year and a half since I thought about anxiety. Has literally been eradicated in my life. And I mean, I can tell you now, I was in a deep dark hole where you thought about suicide, where you thought about, is this my life is this the way my life is going to be for the rest of my life? I can't do this. And I went from there to a place now where I'm back, the old Devon. I went for an operation in my knee about a year ago. In hospital, I was flipping scared of hospital before because of anxiety.
Exactly.
A year later, I was in hospital because I went to see a specialist. And the Saturday past, I for the first time been invited to speak about mental awareness. I was the MC as well, and I shared with them like my journey. And while sharing with him, I was like, you know what? I actually want to be a life coach. I actually want to spread the good news that a lot of people, I get so, because this is a passion of mine, because I've been through the pit of hell with anxiety. I've come out. I would literally just want to share this information with as many people out there that in the last couple of years, there's been science, breakthrough science. There's treatments that's been found or created that we don't need to manage anxiety. You know, before we had to, there's things that we needed to touch. We needed to touch something cold, something hot. We needed to feel this, just to manage, just to bring us now. And that's what about the thing with anxiety. Anxiety is about our mind running away all the time, and we have no control over it, right? And the way to overcome, or the way to manage your anxiety, is to bring you in the now. Yeah. That's why you have a cold water immersion where people go to the cold pools, or you've seen the ice baths.
Yes.
And they sit in the ice bath. That's basically taking your body, because the water's so cold. You're now in the bucket, you're sitting there, and you are thinking to myself, I'm here now, I'm freezing right now. So the bucket, the ice, the cold brings you to that place where you are now, and it takes away every other thought.
Yes.
And that kind of like helps you, and that's a way to manage your anxiety, right? Which is great. You need to. I still do that for sport reasons. I run, but just to obviously just bring me in the moment. So many times we're on the phone. We're not in reality. We're on our phone. We're in our phones. We're there. And with these type of things, it's great to have to bring us in the now.
Yeah.
But we also need to go and work on our mental wellness. You know, a lot of people, especially I think in the colored community, it's taboo. I think our people couldn't afford clinical psychologists.
It's frowned upon still.
Yes. Your mom give you.
Especially a man or even a female, like jy sê depressed, jy moet oorkom en
your mom gives you mid lemon and go ginger beer to go sleep, kind of vibe, you know. It's like, I know, man, you got a headache, it's fine, go, you know. And the funny thing, and Rafik said this to me. He said to me, you know, Devon, the affluent, the rich, they will make a comment and they'll say, you know what? My psychologist said, you know, like they brag.
Yes. Like it's a...
But as poor people,
yes,
we can't say we got a psychologist because then we're not something, there's something we're not lekker here. You know, but the rich, my psychologist, and that's what we need to break, that stigma, that stereotype.
Yes.
Hey, you're seeing a psychologist, there's something wrong with you. No, they are there to help you. And now in today's world, anxiety can be treated like the flu. You have it and you don't have it anymore. And I can honestly tell you, I don't have triggers anymore. I don't have triggers about my body. I don't have triggers about my dad. I don't have triggers about anything about my health, because I went through this. It was amazing to see where I was to where I am now. I'm the old Devon before I had anxiety. So I would encourage anybody to check out BWRT. There's different names, there's different therapies that's going around now. It's about neuroscience. And it's definitely something you need to check out if you're keen to learn and eradicate anxiety and depression and phobias.
Yeah.
And phobias. Phobias is the big thing as well. People think, it's just a phobia. I'm scared of a gecko. I'm scared of a dog. That is a phobia. That's your brain. That's your subconscious brain. Without you understanding or without you even thinking, your subconscious mind already sees a dog or feels a dog. Yeah. And you're like, well, you freak out, you run.
Yeah.
So these are just all, I'd say, things that we don't really understand. And it's platforms like this, and well done to you guys for speaking about this, making this plain as day to people, because we're not doing this enough. And there's so many people, I mean, with COVID, how many people started having anxiety? You know how many kids, how many parents message me, Dev, can my kids do this thing that you've been on? And I was like, your kids, wow. And like my kids, they had this whole social distancing, we had to keep our distance. Then the kids had to go to school and they became anxious and they're going to die, they're going to catch COVID, they're going to bring it home. So they started developing anxiety at school and the fear of going to school and COVID.
Yeah.
And the work, I mean, I don't even want to talk about the financial climate that we're in. A lot of people, a lot of families.
Yes.
Middle class are struggling financially, and it's building anxiety, and people are going through the most. People are going through that, and then you still got men that's not open to want to talk about anxiety.
Yes.
So we need to speak about this, and I'm glad that it's mental health month. So it's a great platform, and it's amazing that you guys are actually covering this topic.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having you here. Just noting the comment from Arthur Asia. Glad you are still with us today, Devon.
Thank you.
And hey, Laverne.
Hey, Laverne, and hey, Arthur. Yeah, I'm still here.
This was very intriguing and interesting, the information that you've provided now. I would not have known about it. Also, my experience, I utilized South African Depression and Anxiety Group, getting the information from them. The facilitators or they're amazing. They will assist you in finding a place that you can get help, whatever the case may be. So I did all of that processes. I did the medication, but then I stopped it on my own because it was like, it helped a lot because it's like you have 360 browsers open at once. But then the medication was numbing. It was like I had a gray canvas. There was no creativity, nothing.
Yeah.
And I stopped the medication. So this is very interesting, the information that you've provided, that aspect of going in an alternative route. That's awesome.
Yeah, for me, I've been in a place now where I've come out of anxiety, and then a family member went through a big thing at work and got anxiety, went through a panic attack, went through the worst state of anxiety, like myself, went through a massive family reached out to him, blah, 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 blah. And they sent him to a wellness clinic. And there I was obviously chatting to him like, what's up, how's things? And in my personal opinion, I've seen it work on me. And I got frustrated, and again, no disrespect to other psychologists out there, the traditional ones that talk through, because that is treatment. It helps, right? But for me, going through 5 sessions and eradicating anxiety, seeing my cousin going from a panic attack, going into a mental health institute for 2 weeks, they're feeding him medication, and then talking to the psychologist every day, and him coming out and still not seeing any results. I'm at a point in my life now when I'm saying, you know what? They're doing great work, but I think there's more that they need to. I'm unapologetic about BWRT now. That's where I'm at, because I've seen the impact. I've seen the impact that BWRT has on my life. I mean, I got not friends. I got followers, right? I've got tons of messages I can show you. I got a celebrity, full-on celebrity, South African celebrity, going through the most. Message me, Dev, please send me the number.
Yeah.
Few weeks later, Dev, wow.
Really?
Wow, I am feeling so much better.
What's the cost involved with something like this?
The cost, it's on medical aid. You can go through if you're on medical aid. I remember it was about R1,000 per session to see the doctor, to see a psychologist, to see Rafik. He is based in Athlone. Now with Rafik, I must paint this picture with you. Rafik, man from PE, lovely man, Muslim man. He has a practice in Athlone, in Belgrave, in Thornton Road. Thornton Road, you know where the Salvation Army is? Yeah. Something Med, what was it called? Flip, it was on my phone. Not Mellow Med, something Med, literally just right next to the Salvation Army. He's got a few psychologists, clinical psychologists there that also deal with BWRT. You can walk in, check them out. It's not a big, long process. Rafik, however, is high in demand. So if you do book with him, you're going to have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to see him. He doesn't do face-to-face things because he's so back-to-back. As literally him in his on Teams, one session through, and it literally works.
Maybe we should try to get him on as well. Or
He would be amazing to get on with PWRT.
Awesome,
He's world renowned. He's been to workshops all over the world. He told me so we had a podcast, myself and him. I created a podcast called Mental Awareness. It is on YouTube, where I asked him about what is anxiety, different types of anxiety, symptoms, treatments, anxiety in kids. As well as we had a Q&A, and very, very well-known guy in the neuroscience industry or field. He said to me he taught over 2,500 clinical psychologists, or taught them BWRT in South Africa alone. Wow. Or I think that's in the world or South Africa, I'm not sure, but he comes highly recommended. He's a lovely, lovely man, and I've literally seen the results. And I swear, as strong as my faith is in Christ, is equivalent to the faith I have in BWRT. I believe that we have medication, like I said, it just manages it, but we need a mental solution for mental problem.
Yes,
it's no more just taking medication to subside the thing.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Close that chapter in your life, relive it in your mind, tell your mind, hey, it wasn't what happened.
Yeah.
Play it down and train your brain to think the opposite.
Yeah.
In that, and it's life changing. You can go back to I'm the old Devon again, and I did this all while doing content online. I had to be the funny guy, I had to be making videos, and still dealing with depression and anxiety, laying in the bed, not wanting to do anything else. I had to do the video, then go back to bed. I have another event, I must go MC, then go back to bed. So that was the life that I was going through. And I can honestly say that, I don't get anything from talking and promoting BWRT. I'm literally just passionate about anxiety.
That was your experience.
It's my experience. So I want to let other people know that, number one, it's okay not to be okay. It's a normal thing today. You're not special. Every second person has anxiety. And see it as the flu. And you can get cured from it. You can get healed from it. Especially, men don't want to talk about it. However, men on my social media, people are messaging me constantly. Dev, I just got a message yesterday from some lady asking me for an hour because her husband can't take it anymore. He can't deal with anxiety. And it's just we need to make it plain as day that it's okay. We got anxiety, there's a treatment. It's like going to the doctor and having a flu.
Yeah, but you've opened up that door for people to feel comfortable enough to message you and say, hi, my husband's not doing okay. Or a young man to say, I'm not happy, I'm scared, or I'm depressed. Or a lot of the time we sit and we think it's net ek, it's just me. There's no way Devon has depression. I mean, he's a happy guy of videos and stuff. So it's not him. His life is great. Mine, it's bad. And it's so nice for people to see that it's everybody, man. It doesn't pick and choose race or age or anything. So it's very nice that you're doing this because you're encouraging other boys and men, especially. I'm specifically that because I grew up seeing a man Muniaili. And I'll say that again. I mean, I have an 18-year-old who will still say, no, I'm not going to cry. And he's done that in front of me. And I'm like, but that's a right to cry. But to him, he's watched it. And before them, they've watched it. And so they were brought up in that manner that a man moet huil, ons moet voel, ons moet sterk wees. And so it's so nice for them to see that it is okay. And even you say a celebrity, but in my opinion, it's a celebrity. And it's nice for them to see that because people look up to that. So really well done for that and for opening that door.
We also need to break that toxic cycle and allowing people to actually talk about it and be open about it. Yeah. Because we also, at the same time, it's like you're scared to communicate or you're scared to say this is happening because of the way the next person might judge you or what they may think. But then you're sitting with that and you don't speak up, but that next person is going through the exact same thing.
And social media, it highlights just the liquor life, you know?
That's the thing.
So
that is
people
the
don't
thing.
want to show that you're struggling.
You see, hey, this one is living their best life. They're going away for a weekend. This one's got that. This one's got a new car. This one's got a new job. And you literally just see all these things.
That is
and you kind of like, you base your life on their compared to theirs.
Yeah.
And that's a big what's the word I'm looking for? That's a big contribution
it's big
to
factor.
your mental health. You're going to be comparing yourself to others. And me, for one, I can tell you that what you see on social media is not only the truth. People are having fun.
Yeah.
But they're having fun, but there's other things that comes with it you don't see. There's the bad, there's the
struggles before that.
Yeah, the struggles before that. That person could be living their best life on social media, but then when the camera's down, they're laying in their bed with their head, the blanket over the blanket over their heads. So I can tell you that we shouldn't have that culture or that belief that, hey, that person's living their best life.
Yeah.
There's a cost. There's things that these people are going through. And never evaluate your life based on what you see on social media because it's a lie. It is a lie. I've been that person. I've looked at this person's doing so well. This one is going there. This one is going there. That one's doing that.
Indirectly, you're sitting in the back of your mind going, now what's wrong with me? You know, why am I not there? Yeah. And so even if you did have an accomplishment this week, it means nothing because you're busy watching that person's bigger accomplishment.
Exactly.
You know? So
exactly. Another thing is,
I just want to note this quickly with South African depression and anxiety groups, their helplines. So there is a lot of support, over 160 support groups. But with this also, in my experience, personal experience, I've been through that a couple of years ago. I was going through the worst and I had no valid reason. I had absolutely no valid reason, but this way I wanted to end my life and I can't understand why. And then I reached out to them and you're thinking also like, why would they even help you? Why would they keep on doing these people worse off than me? But then I actually called and spoke to somebody and they assisted me, guided me where I should go, what areas or facilities in my areas and things. And then they would also follow up. They would every time just check in to see how it's going and all of that. So that was really amazing.
Nice.
I want to note also with social media and anxiety and depression, a lot of people, they are also where I think it's being faked. It's being manipulated for those likes and views. Because now you are getting somebody that is jumping out of bed, setting up a camera, getting back to bed, and then they'll crying scene.
Yeah, ek het dat gesien.
Is that content like for me, I question myself. I look at content like that and I'm thinking to myself, you clearly out here doing things for engagement. You're here for growth for your brand.
Yes,
there's no like that kind of videos. People that are especially on the TikTok.
That's crazy.
You find people doing some crazy things just for clout, just for fame, just to trend. And how are you going to build a brand? If you want to build a good brand on social media, if you want to have brands, if you want to blow up, do content that seems real. People love realness. People love realness.
Yeah.
That's why I think Kardashians are, even though I'm not a fan of them, and it's scripted, but it looks real.
Yes.
It looks real. But now you're going to place a camera, you're going to go jump in bed, you're going to cry. That's not... You must know. So be authentic, be real. People
I just
love...
swipe past those things,
people,
honestly.
Normal people, I think we see right through each other. We can see, that one is showing off now.
Yes.
That one is now humble brags,
Yeah.
they just posing here with a Ferrari in the back here, kind of like, that's a humble brag, that. So you can see through these people.
Yeah.
And I'm often reminded, hey Dev, don't do this, don't do that, because it's going to look like, but then you think, it's content. But you need to also be mindful of who your followers are, who your people are, what you want people to see you as, if you want to build a brand on social media. And I think that is very much important to consider. Know who you are, be real. Be real. If you're not real, people are going to, our people, we will sniff you out.
Very quickly. Baie gauw.
We will sniff you out.
But this was really awesome. I think getting to know the serious Devon, the real Devon, besides the Felecia and all of that, was actually very awesome tonight. Ek is nog altyd verlief op jou, nie waar nie. Nothing's changed. But this was really amazing and it was so nice again. I also, I've had an issue. I had an incident also, the same with depression, and it was 34, 35, and I remember telling the psychologist, but why am I going through this now? I'm already 35, I shouldn't be going through depression. I guess it was no halfpad klaar met die lewe. And she said, it doesn't pick your age or whatever, it's not anything specific or occasion or whatever, it triggers anybody. But it was so tough because a lot of people said, just get over it, jy gaan te right wees. I remember having a breakdown and my dad saying, sorry daddy, and my daddy saying, just go shower Titi and then you take a nap and you'll feel better. And the more I said, daddy, I'm not going to feel better, I'm not okay.
My mom said the same, sleep.
Just go sleep, go take a nap, jy gaan beter voel.
My mom said the
and
exact
they
same.
didn't know how to handle it, and when I did end up in the wellness clinic, he felt so down because he felt like he wasn't there for me. But I also don't blame him because my daddy doesn't really understand the whole anxiety and depression era. And so it was hard for him, but overall, there is help. And this that you explain now is amazing. Ek gaan nou al my geldjies wegsit vir die R1000 session.
You say that. It is. I often tell people, save. You don't need that Jordans this week.
I agree.
You don't need that. Like, invest
yourself.
in your health. If you are at an optimal level, you are normal, you are functioning perfectly well, then, like you invest in your car, like you want new tires for your car. It's mental health. Sort yourself out so that you don't have these problems that's going to lead to other problems.
Yeah.
They talk about, anxiety, stress, leading to cancer. Rather just deal with your anxiety, invest in yourself. Because then you can be the best version for yourself, your family, your kids.
Yeah.
And not just, a lot of people, like when they message, they're like, Dave, tell me about this doctor and what does it cost? And I'm like, it's about 1,000 rand.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you see these people
out on
living
holidays,
the best
with the
life.
brands.
And I'm like, just so I know it's not I know we have been. I don't know if you had anxiety like me, but if you get to that place, you would realize that you'd spend thousands more on sorting yourself out. And I don't want to get you there. I don't want you to get there and then realize, what, I need to now. So if you have issues, deal with it. Like, go and see someone. It's the best. I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that
it works.
Go and see someone. It works. It's no more just managing it like before. And that's you say that with your dad. My mom was the same. When I had high blood, one of my symptoms was getting dizzy and I couldn't stand. I had to lay down. And for about 7 to 10 days, I was literally just on the bed. Then I drove to my mom. Well, Gabby drove me to my mom. I laid on the couch. I couldn't sit up because then I felt dizzy. The ground felt like it was,
Yeah.
all over the place. And doctor gave me high blood pressure, high blood tablets, just to bring it down because I was anxious. It was so at that point, and I thought to myself, nah, man, this is not what I can't do this. I can't live like this anymore. I need to invest. I need to. My mom said to me, Dev, maybe if you just take a nap, you sleep, it's gonna go away. And I'm like, I chose not to get angry or upset because I understand that that generation don't know.
They don't understand.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Another thing though, I want to mention this, and I spoke about this on Saturday, is our partners let's say I had anxiety. Our partners play a vital role
that support.
in support, in understanding anxiety. We had at this mental awareness thing that we had event on Saturday, this life coach said, the best thing as you as a partner you can do is literally just let that person vent. Don't give them an opinion. Let this person describe their deepest fears, their anxiety. Let them talk to you. Just let them blab out everything that they feel. Ask them, how do you feel? What are you feeling? What is your fear? Let them talk. Don't give them advice. Don't tell them. Just let them talk. And I won't lie to you, I did that with Gabby. Gabby said, often Gabby would say, Devon, what are you feeling? What is your fear? And I'm like, Gab, I feel like I might have cancer. Because this is now mental. Here's a fun fact. I went to the doctor like twice to have my nuts checked out because I thought I had cancer. Because my brain was telling me, Devon, there's a pain here.
Yeah.
And this is the crazy thing about anxiety. People don't understand.
Yes.
Anxiety creates a physical. It creates, it is a physical. Your brain tells you there's a pain in your leg. You might feel a pain.
Yes.
I was thinking my left testicle was paining, right? For months, I'm like thinking, here's cancer. Anyways, built up the courage to go to the doctor while I'm now having anxiety. Go to the doctor. The lady's still busy checking with this machine over liquor gel on my nuts. I'm checking her. Don't get off. Hold on, don't get off. But anyway, she's there and she's doing the gel on my nuts, and I'm thinking, she's gonna tell me. I'm waiting for her her face to see.
You must now
to light up. I'm already in my mind. The lady says, Dev, there's nothing, but let me just. She asked me, where's the pain? I said, no, When she got to the spot, she said, no, man. She don't see anything, but she's gonna get a second opinion. She calls her superior. He comes in. He checks my nuts. So 2 people were on my nuts, literally going there. And he said, nah, where is the pain? Because there's nothing picking up here. Your what was it? The arteries or the veins or something was all perfectly fine. There was no reason for pain, and it was my brain telling me I had anxiety.
And not just your brain, probably you Googled it as well.
I was just going to say, we do that, eh? I do that. And then I'm like, I'm busy having a bypass in my knee or...
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I went to the doctor for all these things. I went for, anything with my body. I was literally at the doctor just to make sure, did I have it? And it's a real condition. People have this. And that's the power of the mind.
Yeah. I just want to note Laverne's comment to what you were saying now. Wow, I can relate to what Devon is saying. I had the same symptoms, plus half of my back was pins and needles and a section of my head as well. It was so hectic. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
It was hectic. Oh, okay.
There you go.
It was hectic. I thought I was going to die or have cancer or something hectic. It was just anxiety.
Yes,
That's what
that was me. That was me, Laverne. We are this is my comrade. We are the same. We are literally the same. And that's the worst thing. Our body pictures and imagines the worst.
Yeah.
Whether it be financial, whether it be health, whether it be family, it always just goes to the worst place.
Yes. Like they say, affirmations, if you think it, then you can do it. So if your brain is that strong to create something or make you see or feel something positively, what can it do if it's a negative thing, This was
Exactly.
awesome. Wow.
Before we end off, something I always ask everybody on the podcast. I believe in where if everybody helped their neighbor, then who would need help? So with your journey and everything that you've experienced, who is your help or your support
Throughout
been
your
there for
life.
you?
That been my support.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off by my family. My mom. My mom's always been my rock. She's always been there, especially with doing content. Always keen to help
Shower, that was
and
amazing.
assist.
Hey, ek het klaar gelacht met dit.
Always been keen to assist. She's always been there for me throughout my years. My family and Gabby of recently, the last 3 years. I think we met at a crazy time. Her mom passed away within a few months before I met her. My dad passed a few months after we met each other. So, you know, it was like dead in the middle. And going through this journey with anxiety, she's been there kind of like, she understood anxiety. So she was asking the right questions. She was doing the right things.
And she understood.
And she understood.
What
And
you
I
were
think if it wasn't for Gabby, I would be in a different place in my life. So very much grateful to her. Who else? I think also I must include my kids. I think if it wasn't for my kids, for them just being in my life, they help me. They motivate me to do better and be a better person. And who else?
Can we maybe assist you with who else?
Yes.
The fans.
Nankel, can you play my clips for me, please?
Oh, yeah. Your clips.
Greetings, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Stan Mars here, Good FM's Big Breakfast, the Cape Town original. I'm the breakfast host. I've had the immense pleasure to work with one of Cape Town's most talented YouTubers, content creators. A man that needs no introduction, a man whose brilliance really speaks for himself. Somebody that I like to call my friend, somebody that I interact with on a regular basis. Devon Saunders, better known as Devdondidit. Devon, very proud of you. I think you're an amazing, amazing human being. Your talent obviously speaks for yourself. Dev, I was so impressed during COVID. You really went public with mental health problems and mental health issues. You inspired a lot of people and you made it okay for a lot of people to not be okay. If ever there was a life coach, I think you'd probably be the guy. You do so much positive and so much right things in our community and for the people, and you are as humble as can be. What a man, what a brother, what a friend, what a YouTuber, what a content creator, but what an amazing human being. Much love, Devdondidit. Always, brother.
Stan Mars.
Oh, look.
Much love, man. Thank you. Thank you for those kind words.
Hey Devon, so I heard you going to be on an
God.
interview and they spoke to me to say something about you. And I don't think that this will be a podcast on its own. I don't think I can say anything short and brief about you. You've always been a very inspiring person. I know you've had your own battles and struggles to fight. But you know what? You've been through so much and been your friend over this last couple of years. And I've seen your ups and downs. I've been part of them. I've seen what has transpired in your life and how life has sometimes not always handed you the best. But one thing I can always say about you, you've always bounced back with resilience. You've always proven everybody wrong, the naysayers. And you've always got a smile on your face, no matter how things get in your life. You've had the loss of your dad. You've had many things happen to you in the last couple of years. And one thing I can say is I never can bump into you or see you and say, hey, something looks like it's bothering Devon. And I know that's also a scary thing because that's how sometimes many things are swept under the carpet and people don't know about people's struggles that they're going through. But me knowing your struggles and being a friend there, looking at you truly an inspiration. You're a guy that is able to take, like they say, take lemons and make lemon juice. But more than that, you've made lemon plantations or something. But I really value you as a friend. And I think you're an amazing person. And you offer the world and so many people, literally hundreds of thousands of people, smile better today because of things that you've done and said and videos that you've made. So I salute you, my friend. I love you. I love you like a brother. Thank you for being the person you are. Thank you for bringing the positivity into my life also, and showing me that there is always better and we can attain and aspire to be better. So I love you, Devon. And thank you for being, how did I say, Devdondidit. I love you, my friend.
Shot, gosh, wow, man. Give me some. Somebody cut onions here. Yes. Oh my gosh! Wow! Thank you to Stan and Gershon for those lovely words. It's men being you don't get that often. You probably find that only at a funeral. That type of things where people so that give you your flowers. So that was very heartfelt. I definitely felt that, and so thank you to them and you for making that possible.
You're welcome.
Just one last comment. I want to thank you for sharing, Devon.
Thank you so much, Laverne. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank
You
you.
should actually get Laverne because I've wanted in the studio since Babbling Ends days.
Yes.
And she does amazing work, so hopefully we can set it up on you.
For some reason, I've seen this name before.
Yes.
I've definitely seen this name before.
Probably with the hip hop culture as well.
Yes,
She has the
yes,
engraved
yes.
magazine and all of that.
Oh wow!
She's doing really
And
well.
use
as
her
well.
face a lot for ads stuff like that
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
nice. No, wicked, awesome, Laverne. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for listening to my story and for joining us here.
Thank you for making the time and being
Thank you
here with
very
us.
much. We
Only
appreciate
a
it.
pleasure, ladies. Thank you so much. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Continue. My encouragement to you quickly is from a content creator, forget the views, forget the listens, how many streams. It's all about building a library, building a brand, building who you are. The brands will come, the money will come, the fame, the news articles will come. It's literally at the place. Everything is the stepping stones to the bigger and the brighter goal. But you need to do the hard work, and you're starting now. You're doing it. How long you guys been doing this now?
Sure. We're not even. Yeah.
4 episodes.
4
4
episodes.
episodes.
Fourth episode.
Continue.
Thank you.
If it's your passion, continue. You'll see the rewards. But do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Do it for the right. Don't think one day, hey, I'm gonna leave Nasli. I'm gonna do my own podcast because I got millions now. No, do it because you wanna see a difference in yourself
Yes.
and others.
Yeah.
And then that should be the fuel to keep you going. And people's gonna see that. People's gonna see the realness in you. So
Thank you.
from a content creator to another, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Lekker.
thank you so much, guys. Like, follow, share. Tune in again next week. We're not going to tell you who's on, but please tune in. That's our live podcast. Thank you.
So I
Thank
have a
you.
question before you go. Why did you blur out his face in the post?
But every week I blur out people's faces.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask. I was like, am I
you.
that ugly?
No.
am I that goffel? Am I goffel like that?
That's the word.
What
I
is
was
that?
waiting for
It's
that.
always.
Yeah, am I a gravel donkey? Am I a gravel donkey?
That's true.
Am I at least a 5 out of 10 gravel donkey?
I do it with everyone every
Oh.
week, and then people will go up and click on and see, but who is that? And
Yes,
why is
okay.
this
So you
and
keep the
Mysterious.
suspense. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
mysterious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is what I do.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Anyway, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.